Welcome to USA Global TV and Radio, where our mission is to provide education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. USA Global TV and Radio connects you with experts and audiences all around the world every single day to help you succeed in business and to live a richer life. Visit us at usaglobaltv.com to learn about career and life-changing training and mentoring programs like the Listening Mentor. Subscribe to our newsletter to stay informed about our special programs and offers. Discover how you can become a guest on one of our shows or a host or producer of a USA Global TV and Radio show of your very own. That's USA Global TV and Radio, where the doctor is always in.
Hello, beautiful soul family, and welcome to Weekly Wisdom and Insights, your home for spiritually guided transformation and empowerment. I am your host, Dearjames, and together with the unseen, Spirit, Source, and Symphony, we look at the current energies, the intuitive wisdom and insights, and we go as guided. Working with some beautifully powerful energies, the new moon in Cancer that just occurred on the 14th. Welcome, Kiki. Neptune retrograde that happened on the 7th of July. Mars conjunct Uranus happened on the 4th. They're separating now, but they're still conjunct. And lastly, Mercury retrograde. Welcome, Alicia. That's running through the 23rd of July. This is all in a build-up. These energies are, as you will see, let me just bring it up. This is the chart for the new moon in Cancer. And intuitively, what I heard when I looked at the chart was in preparation of a whole new world. And that is because there is an upcoming, once in, eons, where Pluto retrograde in Aquarius is at 4 degrees. Neptune retrograde at 4 degrees in Aries, Uranus at 4 degrees in Gemini, and by the 19th, 20th of July, you will have Jupiter at 4 degrees Leo. And this creates what's called the cat's cradle, or it's also known as the Barteau basket. André Barteau was a famous French astrologer. This is all to say that it's in preparation of a whole new world. And this configuration, this alignment that will occur coming up on the 19th and 20th. So we are building to that whole new world. We've been talking about a whole new world for quite a long time. And so let's just get to, welcome Colleen, and let's get to in preparation. So preparing for a whole new world spiritually means undergoing inward transformation to align with a new reality. Welcome, Sue. It is a period, a new reality, a whole new world, a new reality. These themes keep playing out for us in Weekly Wisdom and Insights, this guidance from the unseen. So preparing for a whole new world spiritually means undergoing inward transformation. Look at these: Neptune retrograde, Mercury retrograde, Pluto retrograde. Those are internal actions, alignments, transformation to align with a new reality. It is a period of divine realignment, requiring you to let go of old habits, release control, and face your shadow self so you can step into higher consciousness and authentic purpose. Going back to where we began, an octave higher. This is an up-leveling. It's an upreaching. It's about shedding the ego. Before entering a new chapter, internal and external clutter must be removed. This means overcoming fears, limiting beliefs, and past survival mechanisms so you can be rewired for higher dimensions of love and peace. It often feels uncomfortable or unsettling. In many spiritual contexts, this is a form of pruning, removing what is dead or outdated to make room for abundant new growth. It's pruning, it's emptying the vessel, it's making space. It's a new world requires a foundation of compassion, love, and unity with all living things. Across New Age and esoteric philosophies, it represents the shift into a higher vibrational reality, like the fourth dimension or fifth dimension consciousness. In Christian traditions, it speaks to personal renewal and the restoration of spiritual and moral beauty as promised in Scripture, like 2 Corinthians. Ultimately, this preparation is a sacred transition. It asks us, it's literally, caterpillar to butterfly, but it's like caterpillar to monarch butterfly. It's elevated. It asks you to shift from passive observation into active participation, making space for the universe to imagine, grow, and create through you. All of this is true. This is the truth we live in now. It just takes on a whole new octave, a whole new energetic resonance and energy and up-leveling. Colleen is, she's talking about people transitioning, the lower levels leaving us, if you will, for that up-leveling. And it's to recognize we all must, where are we aligned, and to what, to who, to with whom are we aligned? And when we're aligned with our soul source connection, the purity of that doesn't mean perfection. None of us are, expected to be quote unquote perfect. What we are expected to be is in alignment with soul source connection, our purity, truth, luminosity, and that we face our shadows, transmute those energies, harness those energies to transmute these the limiting beliefs, anything that's holding us back or down, so that we easily and effortlessly level up, rise up. So, in preparation of a whole new world. Well, now let's come into our main theme. And our main theme is change. It's been a long time coming. The image is of two fish bowls and this arcing jump of goldfish leaping from one bowl into another. This is about leaving the old paradigm, the old earth, the old operating system, the old way of being and thinking. That it's the mandrakes as well. We're being transplanted, uprooted from the previous bowl, the previous pot, to be transplanted, delivered into a new one, this whole new world. And thereby its change, it's been a long time coming. Well, let's take a look at change. So, change is the universe's way of prompting inner growth, shedding outdated habits, and raising your consciousness. Spiritually, it represents a necessary evolution of the soul, urging you to release what no longer serves you, embrace uncertainty, and step into a more aligned, authentic version of yourself. This is about coming home. And we'll see that in a minute. It's like this, the Cancer, the new moon in Cancer, the moon is in its home in the sign of Cancer. This is about coming home, starting anew, being renewed, revitalized. It's about cycles and flow. So understanding this transformation of change involves looking at a few core dimensions. Just as seasons change, human life operates in cycles. Resisting these shifts creates friction, whereas surrendering to them allows you to find peace in life's natural rhythms. This is about going with the flow. As you see in this beautiful image, with the goldfish leaping, they're joyfully doing it. They're happy to do it. They know to do it. They know to advance, to follow the change, to enter the new. And so they do it with joy, with innate knowing. And this is what we're talking about. It's about shedding the ego. Spiritual awakenings often require letting go of rigid material attachments, toxic relationships, or old thought patterns. It is akin to the mythical phoenix, requiring you to let parts of your past self burn, that forge, burn away so you can be reborn. It's about energy shifts. As your vibration rises, you may find interests, priorities, and even the people you connect with shift dramatically. This is that pruning, shedding, emptying the vessel, because each of us makes individual choices. When that call to rise, to let go, to release, to just stay true to your center calls you, finds you, listen, and it will just organically be what it's going to be. There's no pushing and shoving and dragging and yelling and screaming. Just let it, follow it, let it be, allow it to deliver you, to up-level you. This is a natural consequence of outgrowing lower vibrational environments. Inner renewal. True change is not merely superficial. It is about profound inner renewal. Across varying spiritual philosophies, from Buddhist detachment to Christian transformation, change is viewed as a pathway to wholeness, healing, and deeper empathy. Lastly, change doesn't have to be challenging or difficult. The opportunity is to embrace it. So we have this aspect of change, and it's been a long time coming. Spiritually, it's been a long time coming, signifies a major kairos moment, the long-awaited breakthrough after a season of testing, delay, or spiritual wilderness. It represents the manifestation of a divine promise. Remember that divine promise. 7. 7 is the foundation of God's word, the completion, the fulfillment of it. So this is that, it's the manifestation of a divine promise. It's 7-7, the return. It's about inner healing and the release of generational burdens. We're letting go of the past. I mean, and when we talk about the past, within this incarnation, we're not bound by the past, our past choices. Harness them to refine you, not define you. But this is also multi-incarnational, past lives, transcending this entire world, operating system, matrix, all of this, and jumping bulls, shifting worlds. We've used the train analogy, the golden train here, and that you shift, the old train comes in, it's done, it's over with, and we cross the platform, we get on the golden ticket train, we get on the train that's going somewhere. Where's it going? To a whole new world, a whole new way of being, a whole new octave of being. That begins internally by aligning it, choosing it, up-leveling with it in the flow, naturally transferring, jumping. And that beautiful fishbowl analogy, our main theme, and I just want to jump this in. Bear with me, Mercury retrograde, I'm jumping a little bit, and I just want to bring up the image. It's Mark 117. We had this 1 or 2 shows ago about the Master's Journey, 7-Eleven, 117. Well, Mark 117, follow me and I will make you become fishers of men. This is about the alignment with the purity of the soul, your divine essence. And so it's delivering us to that. We have to be aligned with it. It requires choice. So spiritually, it's been a long time coming. It's about the wilderness season. This phrase speaks to times of hope deferred. In spiritual traditions, long waits are often viewed as times of pruning, preparation, and spiritual maturation. Remember, when with the Israelites and Moses and the parting of the sea and all of this stuff, God didn't guide the Israelites in a direct path. It was a very circuitous, meandering route because of the preparation, the pruning, the testing, the spiritual maturation to receive, quote unquote, the promised land, the land of milk and honey. It's no different today. Where are you aligned with the receiver, the receiving of something greater, something more? With great power comes great responsibility. It's about being aligned with it. It's present, it's innate, it's within you, it's within us, it's here. We have to be in alignment with it as well. It's about divine timing. It represents the transition from God's silence, or the divine's silence or preparation, to the divine's active provision. It reminds believers that while the timing may not align with human expectations, we have been waiting. It's been a long time coming. The fulfillment of a purpose is exact and perfect in the spiritual realm. So, in divine time, will, and order, and its generational healing, often associated with the breaking of generational cycles, this phrase reflects the hard-won freedom of shedding past pain and moving forward unburdened by the ghosts of the past. That up-leveling, that releasing of the chains that bind you, that literally liberty. It's this beautiful image of Columbia and liberty, freedom, justice, this being illuminated and lit up. And she stands with great knowing, embodiment of these liberty, freedom, justice, this purity that it's afforded to all of us. And here it comes in an amplified, extraordinary manner, is what they're saying to me, the unseen. It's a message of endurance. Songs such as the Winans gospel classic, Long Time Comin', Holdin' On, uses this phrase as an anthem of faith, urging individuals to hold on to the divine's promise until they see, quote, the sun of their prayers answered. The light, the sun. Also the sun. 7-7, return, the return. In music and civil rights, the phrase is deeply tied to the narrative of waiting for societal change, echoing the soulful realization that a long-awaited shift in justice, equality, and personal freedom is finally arriving. This has been going on, for at least a century plus. And all the way back from women's suffrage to civil rights to LGBTQ plus rights to, any minority rights, this leveling up, this equality, this moment of oneness, harmony, unity, balance. And lastly, it's been a long time coming. Musical storytelling, folk artists like Bruce Springsteen use the phrase to reflect or shedding ancestral damage. So it's to reflect on shedding ancestral damage, changing one's course and carrying love where there was once resentment. So it's about putting down the old pails of shadow and picking up that new bucket, that new basket, this change where, look at I'm bringing this back up because these goldfish, it's the golden path. The goldfish are just joyfully leaping out of the old bowl. Think of that old stagnant water and the goo and the guck that we've talked about into this fresh, new bowl. Life, fresh water, new ideas, invention. So, in preparation of a whole new world, change. It's been a long time coming. I want to bring in Astrology by Lauren so that she kind of sets the stage. And she's talking about Neptune stations retrograde and the cradle, this cat's cradle, the Bartow basket, that we're going to cover extensively next week. So, Astrology by Lauren. Last week we were told that if we looked really carefully, we might be able to see Uranus. This was made easier because of its proximity to Mars. So Mars-Uranus conjunct. We never get to see Uranus, even if it does seem to be just a smidgen of a dot next to the red planet. The mere idea of seeing something millions of miles away is pretty amazing. Uranus is something of a major player this month, the month of July 2026, and it is making itself known. Standing at the bending of the nodes, and this is when Uranus plucked the bending of the nodes. The odd planet out has been trying to enlighten us with its flashing lights and revelations, this wake-up call. Uranus is the higher mind. It's expect the unexpected. It's the tower in the tarot. All towers don't have to be bad. And, this is the tower we've been waiting for. So here it is that it's been trying to enlighten us with its flashing lights and revelations. We often feel like we are at a crossroads when major planets come to the bending of the nodes. What we are seeing, hearing, learning, asking, answering is changing it all. It's bringing about change. And this is like capital letters, loud change. This is not garden variety, everyday business, usual as usual change. Epic, grand, extensive periods of time change. Uranus is pushing us to a whole new level of understanding. We may not fully appreciate what this all means right away, but it's opening, but it's opening a door and beckoning us to walk through that door and into a whole new era, a whole new world. It's in preparation of. And I just want to bring in, it's number 3. This was a message I received from my father a few days ago, who has transitioned. And I heard, when the door opens, walk through it and do not look back. So his message came to me almost a week ago. And then here, this week, Astrology by Lauren is speaking about Uranus at the bending of the nodes and saying that Uranus is opening a door and beckoning us to walk through that door into a whole new era. We have the fish, the goldfish, leaping from one bowl to the other with this change. It's been a long time coming. And whether, when the door opens, walk through it and don't look back, whether that's a literal moment, it will show it can be a very profound, otherworldly experience that is being spoken about. It can be a literal moment in your life where you're literally closing one door and opening another. And the importance of not looking back. When Sodom and Gomorrah was being smited by the divine, by God, they were given direction to leave and to not look back. Lot and Sarah and their family. Sarah looked back and she was turned to a pillar of salt. There's a point here about maintaining your readiness, your lamp of oil, your ability to move forward unencumbered, no strings attached, not looking back, and allow everyone, 8.34 billion souls on the planet, to do the same. It's really come what may. And so it's this message of leveling up. When the door opens, walk through it and don't look back. Uranus is opening a door and beckoning us to walk through that door and into a whole new era. An era filled with advancing new ideas, new technology, new energy sources, new ways of communicating, seeing, hearing, and connecting. This is Astrology by Lauren. Uranus is also showing us what we have outgrown. More than anything, Uranus wants us to live more freely and authentically, and to consider the possibility of looking at the world in a whole new light. And when we do look at the world, when we're aligned from our soul source connection, when we go as guided, it supersedes all the lesser energies, octaves, fears, lack. It just transcends. Doesn't mean they don't exist. It means it transcends them. It supersedes them. It allows us to leap, to jump, because there's a knowing. The knowing is what's guiding us. It's not the ego, mind, personality, the chatter in the head. That's what keeps us stuck or limits us. Number 5 from the unseen while we're here. Nothing great comes from playing it small. It's a very profound truth. So 5 is about change. Nothing great comes from playing it small. This is epic change. So it's not the time to play small. It's the time when the door opens, walk through it, and do not look back. Whatever that change may mean for you, person, place, thing, occupation, job, dwelling, whatever it may be, walk through the door and don't look back. Astrology by Lauren. That might mean, so she's talking about, and to consider the possibility of looking at the world in a whole new light. That might mean having to step outside of our comfort zone, try new things, meet new people, and open ourselves to doing things in a whole new way. This week, Venus, which is now in Virgo, makes an exact conjunction together with to the true south node on Friday. So Venus in Virgo is going to be conjunct the true south node at 0 degrees. It's at 1 degree or 0 degrees Virgo. Coming up at the end of July, the nodes are going to shift axis. The north node will move from Pisces into Aquarius, and the south node will leave Virgo and go to Libra. So, and this is about, what we're letting go. Venus will then go on to square, that's a frictional aspect, it will square Uranus on Monday. The reason this is important this week is that the new moon on July 14th is at the midpoint, right in the middle of the Venus-Uranus square. All of these perfect alignments that are occurring. We humans are creatures of habit. We tend to stick to our routines. But even if we make small changes in our daily lives, for instance, switch up some of the routines, move the furniture around a bit, we begin to see things differently. We notice things that we hadn't before, and we begin to think more creatively. Therefore, the new moon at 21 degrees Cancer on July 14th is a beckoning to do so, to open our perceptions, to look about us, change things up, notice things in a way that we might not have before. Venus has to do with the things, the people, the experiences that we want, that we desire, that we long for, and perhaps even crave. But to have these, with Venus and Virgo, we are being asked to change up our usual routines and our usual ways of doing things, our usual haunts and our old tired habits. And that can be especially true in the ways that these impact our relationships, especially the ones that are not working, feel stuck, or need a refresh. So this Venus in Virgo, the moon in its home sign of Cancer, in preparation of a whole new world, and Venus, divine feminine, the knowing, the listening, the wanting for us, Uranus, wanting for us, Uranus, higher mind, bringing about epic change. And yes, we can be in alignment with that epic change by taking the small step, make small steps of change, just change up what we're doing, change up our routines. That puts us in the flow, the alignment with this greater change. One thing we learn with Venus in Virgo is that we can't fix other people. This is about when the door opens, walk through it, and don't look back. So one thing we learn with Venus in Virgo is that we cannot fix other people, another person. We can't do it for them. There is no magic potion, and it's not your fault either. Venus can pick at your last bit of self-worth in this placement, and Uranus is telling us not to go there. This is about, you can't do it. We can only make decisions for ourselves. That's not selfish, that's selfless. You're listening, you're aligning, you're doing what's required, what you know to do for you. Others will choose that or not choose that. That's up to them. We each have a different path. We are at different places on the ascension ladder. And thus, there is no magic potion. It's not our fault what other people choose to do or not do. That up-leveling is on offer. That open door is on offer. Whether someone else reaches for it, walks through it, that's their choice and their decision. And whatever that will be right for them. What the divine, what the unseen is saying is, mind, be in alignment with you and allow that to deliver you, to carry you forward. Astrology by Lauren. The nodes are about to change signs, and as they prepare to do so, Venus is asking you to divest yourself of any false notions surrounding your worthiness. You are whole, you are sovereign, you are divine, you are worthy. Upreach, level up, step up, walk through. Do it because you're ready, and we'll come to that. It's our mantra. It's so easy to keep falling into old self-defeating patterns that keep us small, keep us from asking for what we want and desire, that we somehow don't deserve to have our needs fulfilled. Uranus is here to pull us out of those old patterns. It's to wake us up. Uranus is here to wake us up. And Astrology by Lauren, she concludes with a quote by Maya Angelou. The ache for home lives in all of us, the safe place where we can go as we are and not be questioned. It's to remember that who you are at your center, your soul self, it's perfect, it's whole, it's sovereign, it's worthy, and it is damn sure good enough. Anything that tells you that it's not is an ego mind personality construct. And when you're in the purity and the alignment and the flow of your soul self, it's unstoppable in the most pure, beautiful, harmonic way. Nothing comes from playing small, from playing it small. Here we are. The phrase nothing great comes from playing it small means that achieving extraordinary success, personal fulfillment, or meaningful impact requires stepping out of your comfort zone. We're hearing this a lot. Step out of your comfort zone. Change is upon us. Taking calculated risks, not foolhardy risks, calculated risks, discernment, and refusing to settle for less than your true potential. Playing small is a psychological survival strategy. It happens when your actions are driven by fear rather than purpose. It often looks like hiding your talents, settling, people-pleasing. What it requires, and why greatness requires taking up space, because it's about the necessity of risk. Great innovations, deep connections, and personal breakthroughs inherently require navigating uncertainty. You cannot innovate without the risk of failing. But here, there's a lot of assurance from the unseen that, the success of this is a fait accompli. It's a done deal. It's about authenticity. To create something extraordinary, you must leverage your unique voice and gifts. Hiding those parts of yourself stifles your capacity for greatness. So this isn't outside of us, it's within us, and it's authentic. When you're aligned with your authentic nature, your soul, it's already present. It's all there. We just are the custodian of the beauty of that experience. And we listen, and we align, and we go as guided. It's about psychological expansion. Staying comfortable limits your growth. Embracing discomfort allows you to build resilience, learn new skills, and achieve a higher level of mastery. The 711-117, the master's journey, remember, it's about mastery. That key word of mastery. The concept is famously explored the phrase "nothing great comes from playing it small." It's number 5 from the Unseen. This concept is famously explored in Marianne Williamson's widely cited passage from A Return to Love. It's a book, A Return to Love, which notes, quote, "Your playing small doesn't serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you." This is taking off the bushel basket. This is about shining your innate, authentic light. This is about not playing it small for yourself and certainly not for others. This is go time. This is change. It's been a long time coming. It's in preparation of a whole new world. And it's our mantra. Our mantra, I am ready. We are ready. You are ready. This mantra of I am ready. And it's our key word. And our key word is transcendence. And so we have this beautiful image of transcendence. And you see this lone leaf, this shoot coming up out of the earth. And it's being illuminated by the sun. And so transcendence means the act of rising above ordinary limits, surpassing usual boundaries, or achieving a superior state of being, this higher octave of the new world. It's derived from the Latin trans, meaning beyond, what lies beyond, we had that, and scandere, to climb. The term can be applied to several different contexts. Spiritual and religious, it refers to a state of being or a divine existence that surpasses the limits of the material, physical world. It is often associated with a higher power or a mystical state of consciousness. This is what we're talking about. In philosophy, it involves going beyond immediate everyday experience or physical constraints to reach abstract ideas, deep awareness, or ultimate truth. In psychology and self-actualization, psychologist Abraham Maslow's revised hierarchy of needs positions self-transcendence as the ultimate peak of human growth, where an individual focuses on values beyond their ego, such as altruism, spiritual connection, and helping others. In everyday life, it's used to describe excelling past personal limits, overcoming a difficult situation, or experiencing deep awe, such as gazing at the stars. So we have, I am ready. It's our mantra. I am ready. You are ready. We are ready. I am ready. And our key word, transcendence. This up-leveling, up-reaching, moving beyond where we've been. Number 4 from the Unseen is miracles abound. Just you wait and see. And so miracles abound is a spiritual reminder that divine interventions and blessings are constantly unfolding around you, often in ways you cannot perceive. It carries the following layers of spiritual meaning. It's the power of expectation. Expectancy is an active spiritual practice. Anticipating miracles with an open, faithful heart serves as a catalyst for them to manifest in your life. We have to be open, aligned. We have to believe they will occur, large and small. Do you believe that miracles occur, that they abound? And when they said, just you wait and see, S-E-E, but S-E-A, what may arise from the sea? Putting that out there. It's about divine timing and trust. Just you wait and see asks you to release control and trust in divine timing. It is an invitation to embrace the waiting as an active or awaiting, awaiting, as an active period of inner growth, transformation, and preparation rather than mere pause or being, passive. It's an active awaiting. It's about actively awaiting and believing in divine timing, divine time, will, and order, that these manifestations, these miracles will occur. and it's about everyday wonders. Miracles are not just grand supernatural events. They also manifest as everyday wonders, such as unexpected peace, restored relationships, acts of human kindness, or simply being gifted another day. They are miracles abound. They come large and small. It's not always the supernatural. So, and number 2 is upcoming. It was one word, upcoming. So upcoming means, it's an adjective that means something is happening or appearing soon in the near future, in preparation of a whole new world. Change, it's been a long time coming. And then they said upcoming, one large upcoming. It is typically placed right before a noun to describe an event, a project, or milestone that is scheduled or expectancy, to take place. So this is imminent, that we are here. We talked about July being a very pivotal month for humanity, for all of us. This is not garden variety astrology. This is epoch, massive generational time period astrology that is occurring, that has been occurring since the outer transpersonal planets all shifted signs within 14-ish months. The Saturn and Neptune conjunction at 0 degrees Aries. I mean, there are multiple examples in the recent astrology that is still playing out that have not happened in thousands of years. So this isn't, everyday energy and change. It's extraordinary. It's epic and epic. Big. We're going to finish with number 1. We're going to go to hexagram 15. What's required of us? What is expected of us? How do we get there? How do we align? How do we let go? How do we empty the vessel? How do we bring this all about? It's hexagram 15. Humility, authenticity, balance. Humility is rewarded in human affairs. It's our first quote. It is the way of the universe to fill the empty cup and to empty the full cup. And this is an image of Aquarius, the water bearer, filling the cup. The North Node is moving into Aquarius at the end of the month. Pluto is in Aquarius for the first time in 164 years. So it is the way of the universe to fill the empty cup and to empty the full cup, just as valleys are ultimately filled by the erosion of great mountains. And this is from divination.com. Regardless of your position in human society, humility is a deceptively powerful attribute that is often overlooked. If you are in a high position and remain humble, people will be drawn to you and causes that you espouse. If your position is lowly, humility will endear you to those of higher status. Quote 2, true humility is a virtue that benefits all and to which all should aspire. The how is humility, authenticity, that creates balance. So true humility is a virtue that benefits all and to which all should aspire. The most successful people are those who know how to bring situations into balance by reducing those who are too inflated and adding to those who are too minimized. It's about recognizing, when does somebody need humbling? When does somebody need uplifting? And managing that energy, that balance. Such a person strives for balanced and stable relationships, not power over others. That beautiful quote, a tide lifts all boats. When everyone is lifted up, held in balance, greatness is present, greatness occurs. It's not power over others. It's the uplifting and the leveling, the balancing, the harmony of that. Humility is the virtue that allows you to perceive the balancing potential in every situation. And lastly, our quote 3. Humble people are not prey to the illusions that spring from self-importance, because they recognize it's not the I, it's the we. It's soul source connection that moves through us, that we are the custodian of the experience, the life, the body, the vessel. So humble people are not prey to the illusions that spring from self-importance. If humility is difficult for you, make a conscious effort to develop a bit of self-effacing humor. Be willing to laugh at yourself. Be willing to embrace humility. Nothing great comes from playing it small. Shining your light doesn't mean power over others or arrogance or indulgence. It simply means to be, I am, to radiate in a pure, harmonic, balanced way with great humility, authenticity. That speaks for itself. That requires no aggression or over, what's the word? The ogering over others. It's not about that. It's about being in oneness, compliance with soul source connection. Now we go to number 1. Number 1 is a big one. It comes from a famous song, and they said, the unseen said, cats in the cradle, the silver spoon, little boy blue, the man in the moon. Coming home, far beyond your wildest imaginations. So they're speaking in the plural, and they're saying coming home. This is a coming home. In preparation of a whole new world. In preparation of coming home. Far beyond your wildest imaginations. And the 4 of them put together, cats in the cradle, the silver spoon, little boy blue, the man in the moon. And I asked the unseen, what's the overall moral? And we're going to walk through each one of them. And they said, divine providence. And so just to give you that first, we'll front end it and then divide them. Divine providence refers to God's continuous loving intervention in the universe. It describes how God, the divine, preserves, guides, and directs all events, natural laws, and human actions toward an ultimate purposeful goal. It stands in direct contrast to concepts like random chance, luck, or blind fate. So this is this continual presence that is guiding and directing for a purposeful goal. That goal is our deliverance into a whole new world, a whole new octave, a whole new way of being. And it's up to us. We get to choose. Do we receive it? Do we let go of the past? Because remember, Moses goes up the Mount Sinai, gets the tablets, confers with the divine, with God the divine, comes back with the tablets, only to find the Israelites having made a golden calf and, complaining that they were better off in Israel with Egypt, with Pharaoh. And Moses smashes the tablets because they lacked faith. They lacked discipline. They chose something less than. There's an act required of us to choose a higher octave, to choose a greater beingness of ourselves. It's present. It already exists. What it requires is letting go of the false idols, the illusions of self. What the ego mind personality constructs, the masks, the identities, the labels, the money, the status, all of that's an illusion. We didn't come into this world with it. We don't leave this world with it. It is a material construct. When you strip all of those away, What's left is your soul, the authenticity, what's at your center. That far surpasses all of the other. So, cats in the cradle. Cats in the cradle, spiritually, the meaning behind the song Cats in the Cradle by Harry Chapin serves as a poignant parable about presence, karmic reflection, and the illusory nature of time. It warns against the spiritual trap of deferring love and family to pursue worldly success. It's about the spiritual law of sowing and reaping. The core spiritual message reflects the principle that you reap what you sow. The father consistently puts off his son's requests to hang out in favor of his own work and commitments, promising to make time later. Decades later, the son mirrors this behavior, leaving the aging father with no time to connect. It's about the illusion of time. And remember, we had from last week, time forever changes. Looking through the looking glass, time forever changes. In the song, the father constantly promises to be present, quote, when they get together. This highlights a common human delusion, the belief that time is an infinite resource we can cash in on later. The song reminds us that the present moment is the only time love can be actively shared. It is about be ready, to be in alignment, to actively share love in the moment. And lastly, a call for mindful stewardship. The phrase cats in the cradle itself refers to a fleeting, delicate childhood string game passed from one person to another. It represents the fragility of childhood and our spiritual duties as stewards of the present. Innocence, to remember we are the custodians of our lives, of our vessels, and to do right by them in the present moment, in every moment, because that's what we're afforded, that present moment. The past is gone. The future is not insured to us. What is the present moment. It's what we do with it. So cats in the cradle. The silver spoon. The silver spoon speaks to, and it symbolizes divine protection, purity, and inherited blessings. Rooted in medieval christening traditions, it represents a spiritual blessing of abundance and a wish for the child to be shielded from negative energies, ensuring lifelong health, prosperity, and spiritual nourishment. The spiritual significance of a silver spoon branches into three key areas. It's about purity and cleansing, and this has to do with, our life force is referred to as the silver cord. Well, this is the silver spoon. In many spiritual traditions, silver is deeply connected to the moon, feminine energy, and intuition. Because silver naturally possesses antibacterial and antimicrobial properties, it has long been viewed as a physical and spiritual purifier. Using or gifting a silver spoon is believed to clear away toxic or negative energies and promote physical and emotional healing. Connecting to the divine feminine. The Aquarian We the People era is about purity and cleansing. It's about divine protection, purity, and inherited blessings. It's reconnecting us, realigning us to that. It's about, and historically, the tradition of giving a newborn a silver christening spoon stems from the belief that silver could and would ward off evil spirits and protect the vulnerable. Spiritually, the metal acts as a shield against malevolent forces, ensuring that the recipient is granted continuous grace, luck, and safety, divine providence. And lastly, nourishment and sustenance. A spoon is universally an instrument of sustenance, the conduit that brings nourishment to the body. In a spiritual context, a silver spoon reminds us to be receptive to the spiritual food. That's the manna the Israelites, the exile from Egypt, the leaving. That was the spiritual food, manna, from the universe, from the divine. It symbolizes the ability to take in wisdom, love, and emotional support, as well as the blessing of never wanting for life's necessities, recognizing that everything we need is already inherently present and within us. Next up is Little Boy Blue. And Colleen is saying, interesting, that's all I wear, silver. It's the same. I wear silver, I don't wear gold. Little Boy Blue. Little Boy Blue usually combines the nursery rhymes theme of neglected responsibility with the spiritual symbolism of the color blue, representing heaven, divine revelation, and inner peace. In the classic lullaby, it serves as an allegory for failing to tend to one's spiritual or waking duties, which allows negative influences to enter. So Little Boy Blue is about remembering, where are we off center? Where are we off course? And how we bring that back to ourselves. And the color blue, that is this representing heaven, divine revelation, information, knowing, and inner peace. The spiritual meanings associated with the figure and the color include spiritual neglect. The rhyme's sleeping shepherd represents missed opportunities and neglected worldly or divine responsibilities. It is a symbolic warning to stay spiritually awake, be ready, I am ready, rather than allowing life's, quote, sheeps and crows, your focus, energy, and relationships, to wander off into the metaphorical corn, to go off course. It's about heavenly realms and peace. In biblical and metaphysical traditions, the color blue signifies the heavens, spiritual purity, and a deep connection to the divine. And lastly, it's about prophecy and revelation. Blue is tied to intuition, truth, and the prophetic spirit. In the famous Eugene Field poem, the little boy blue is awoken by an angel song, symbolizing the soul's transition to the afterlife and eternal peace. It can also simply mean the transition to a whole new world, a whole new way of being. The death card in the tarot is about death, but it's not always and mostly not associated with a literal death, but a transitional, a metaphorical death, the dying of the ego or the purifying of it. We're not out to kill the ego. We need a healthy ego, mind, personality human in service to, in concert with the soul, the divine, the unseen. And lastly, we come to the man in the moon. And the man in the moon is about, spiritually, it symbolizes the balance between the masculine energy of steadfast guidance and the feminine and the intuitive cycle of nature of the subconscious. So it's this balance between the masculine and the feminine. While the moon is heavily tied to the divine feminine, the man in the moon represents a masculine guide that illuminates the shadows, offering wisdom, inner reflection, and patience. I want to bring in really quickly at this point the chariot, and then I'm going to go back to the image in the first quote. Here is a divine masculine charioteer, harnessing the chariot, not with reins, not with force, but with inner will, inner alignment, divine unity, soul source connection. And the sphinxes, one's white, one's black, where they typically diverge, it's about bringing the yin-yang, harmonizing, the balance, humility. Through that humility and I am ready, there's empowerment, there's oneness. It's not force, it's oneness that empowers us to make these changes, to harness this vessel, the chariot, to be in the flow with this change. So here's a divine masculine, the purity of the divine masculine. And in the image of the first quote, it is also the image of a divine masculine. It is the way of the universe to fill the empty cup and to empty the full cup. Aquarius is represented by the divine masculine, Virgo is represented by the divine feminine. So you have these divine counterparts. So the man and the moon. The spiritual meaning of the man and the moon stems from the diverse folklore and mythologies worldwide. It's about the wanderer or exile. In some Judeo-Christian traditions and historical European folklore, the man in the moon represents a banished soul, like Cain or a man caught gathering sticks during the Sabbath, doomed to eternally circle the earth as a reminder of consequences, karma, and spiritual discipline. This is a reminder. Remember, when the door opens, walk through it and don't look back. Miracles abound, just you wait and see. SEESEA. Nothing great comes from playing it small. It's about the return. It's about humility. It's about this change. It's been a long time coming. It's epic. Wanderer and exile. We don't have to wander, meaning being careless, ruthless, illicit, off course. In exile, we can choose to receive this next iteration and octave of ourselves, of a whole new world. It's a choice. It's about universal guide. In Native American and East Asian legends, he, the man in the moon, is seen as a protective watcher, a woodcutter, or a guide who helps travelers safely navigate the darkness of their own inner minds. It's about, we have assistance, a universal guide. Your soul source connection is true north. It's always guiding you true north. Are you listening? Are you going as guided? And lastly, it's about divine reflection. In Christian and esoteric symbolism, the moon reflects the light of the sun. The man represents a spiritually awakened soul who acts as a vessel, reflecting divine light into the dark, unconscious world. Even in the darkness, we do not walk alone. And that light that is being reflected is within us. And that's why we're being told, lift up your light. Nothing great comes from playing it small. Shine your light. I am. Be ready. Be in alignment with all that is being presented here. Because there is an upcoming. It is, as we spoke about a couple shows back, it is about explosive. This was Mars-Uranus conjunct. It's explosive advance, explosive action. It's upcoming, meaning it's going to happen. And the humility and your soul source connection, it's the compass. I will lead you home. This coming home to self, coming home to this whole new world, coming home to who we've always been, but an octave higher. And how that which is meant to fall away will allow it to. When the door opens, walk through it and do not look back. We will see you next week, where we cover, on the 22nd of July, we are going to cover Bartow's basket, this alignment of Neptune, Pluto, Uranus, and Jupiter, all at 4 degrees. 4 is foundational, at 4 degrees of their respective signs, and how that basket opens the door. The door opens. We'll see you next week.